Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cami. Today we are going to be doing my October wrap up and my November kind of soft TBR. My October TBR was really big. I only ended up reading 3 books, so I wanted my November TBR to be a little smaller. I also have been having a hard time recording videos and uploading. So I have decided kind of to step back a little and only upload once a week for now until I get into the swing of things. So the videos are either going to go up on Tuesday or Wednesday, except this one might go up on Thursday. Sorry. I also am getting my Stitch Fix box today. It's actually on its way to be delivered, and I am going to be posting that video probably next week. I'm gonna be out of town next week as well, so that's why I'm gonna be wearing the same Adios Bachacha shirt in that video as well. So I'm just filming them the same day, just so you know. I haven't posted a video in about 3 weeks, might have been 4, but I just I've been having some issues. Also, my brother was visiting for like 10 days back in October, and I wanted to spend as much time as I possibly could with him, but then other things were going on and I just haven't really been in the mood. I actually did film my October wrap up already, and I just was really low energy, and I just didn't really like it. I just scrapped the footage, got rid of it. So today we are going to be doing my October wrap up, my November soft TBR. I actually just looked at one of the books on this TBR and I'm like, but are you gonna read that though? We'll see. So yeah, we're gonna do them combined for now so that I don't have to post more than once a week. And I know it's very late. It's already November 18th. So I'm sorry that the video is so late, but we're just gonna get into it now. We're gonna post once a week from now on until I get a little bit more comfortable filming and editing. But I wanted to give you guys a little first sip action, just to... Ooh, it's hot. Well, that's a good cup of joe. I just used the sugar-free vanilla creamer from Coffee Mate and Folgers. I think it's just the classic roast. Let's get into it. I only read 3 books in October. I have 1 3-star book, 1 2-star book, and 1 1-star book, and they actually go in order, which is kind of funny. Not a great reading month for me, October. I actually did start another book, a 4th book in October, but I didn't finish it till November. So I read 3 books, I DNF'd no books, and I read 740 pages, which is good. I also hit my goal of 40 books at the beginning of November. Like my Goodreads goal, I had it set to 40 books. Okay, so the first book I picked up in October was I Know What You Did Last Summer by Lois Duncan. This book is obviously the book version of the I Know What You Did Last Summer movie, right? There are a lot of they're not adaptations because the movie are adaptations. The books before the movie, I have read a lot of them. This is the loosest one that I have ever read and seen the movie. The movie is obviously, it's considered a horror movie from the 90s. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Freddie Prinze Jr., Ryan Philippe, and they basically hit a man. This is the movie, not the book. They hit a man on like a country road. They hit and run him, and they think they kill him. They dump his body, and then he comes back because he didn't actually die, for a vengeance, or with a vengeance, and kills them, like takes them out one by one. In the book, they hit a kid. They hit and run and kill a kid. They actually kill him. Then a year later, they start getting weird notes. They're kind of being harassed and all of this stuff, kind of like the movie, except this is like the loosest. That movie is like the loosest version of this book that I mean, I've never seen a looser adaptation. Obviously they wanted the movie to be scarier. I know that Lois Duncan I've read like things that she had issues with the way that the movie was made. She didn't really like it. It wasn't the same, obviously. But if you think that you got everything out of the movie, so you don't need to read the book, that's not the case. The book is so different. So the four teenagers, they hit and run, kill a kid on a bike, and then somebody does come back to kind of try to harm them and harass them. But nothing really happens. I also guessed who the person was. I had two people in mind that could have possibly been like the person that was doing the whole thing, and I actually was right with both of them. So it's an okay book. I gave it 3 stars. It's only like 200 pages though, so it was like super easy to get through. So if you were looking to pick it up but you don't really like to read things that you've already seen, kind of, which I don't have that problem, but some people do, it's very different. So you didn't get anything out of the movie. It basically is like reading something 100% completely new. So read it if you want to, if you have it on your shelves. It's technically considered YA though, so it's not that scary. It's just an okay book. The second book that I picked up is actually a short story collection, and it's Something Borrowed, Something Bloodshed by Krista Carmen. I'm having a hard time gathering my thoughts. There were 2 short stories that stuck out to me, and that was Red Room, which is actually the second short story. So I read that one like in the morning before I left my house for work, and it was still dark outside. And I was like, that scared the hell out of me. Like, what's going on? And then the rest of them were just mediocre. They kind of just fell flat. I know that short stories usually have like some type of metaphorical stuff going on. Like, usually the metaphors just go right over my head though. So reading short stories, even when I was in high school, like reading short stories was not something that I was really into. I didn't like doing it for English class. I don't want to really do it now. And I have short story collections on my shelves. They're all horror though, so I thought I would get more out of them, but I really didn't get much out of this collection. The other short story that stuck out to me was Liquid Handcuffs. It was kind of like about addiction, which interests me. So yeah, it wasn't scary, but it was kind of like, whoa, what? What the fuck? It kind of had that like what the fuck feel to it, so pretty good. So yeah, I gave it 2 stars. I actually rated all the short stories on their own and then took the average and gave it to the book as a whole on Goodreads. It actually came out to be a 2.5, but I was not going to round it up to a 3 because I really hated most of the short stories in this. Okay, the last one, most disappointing of them all, Baby Teeth by Zoya Stage. I looked up how to pronounce it. I heard her say it. I'm pretty sure it's Zoya. In my October TBR, I said Zoe because I just thought maybe the J was silent. I didn't know what it was doing there. But it's Zoya. I think. I did not like this book. I did not like it at all. And I thought it was going to scare me more because it is about a 7-year-old girl who can't talk, who kind of acts out with her actions. And I just said can't talk, but it's really won't talk. She's supposed to be mute, but she ends up talking to her mom. And that comes out really early. But she keeps it from her dad so that her mom seems crazy when she tells the dad, like, she talked to me today. And the dad is like, no way, you're fucking insane. I kind of guessed the end of this. I didn't guess the end. I guessed what was wrong with her. Or what was, I guess not what was wrong with her, but what was going on with her. I guessed that. And then the rest of the book just kind of fell flat for me. I thought it was going to scare me more because I, too, have a 7-year-old. And if he started acting just out of his mind like this girl did towards me and not towards his dad, I would be petrified. But, I mean, my kid's pretty sweet, so I don't have anything to worry about. But this little girl is an absolute monster. And honestly, I feel like even though the scariest thing to happen to you when your 7-year-old won't talk to you, you're trying to figure out what's wrong with her, if she has anything wrong with her, what's going on with her. And then you kind of see her act differently around her dad. She loves her dad, but it almost seems like she hates her mom, like she's trying to get rid of her. And the mom, to me, just doesn't have any backbone. Instead of doing anything about like this little girl's behavior, she just kind of hides in her bedroom, which, like, I don't have a lot of patience, but like if my son was acting, I would do something immediately about it. I wouldn't just like hide in my bedroom and hope the problem goes away. Like, that's kind of what she was doing, I feel, and that was a non-solution, obviously. But I didn't like it. I think it was poorly executed, and I know I'm being kind of a snob in this video because I didn't like any of the books that I read, except for I Know What You Did Last Summer was like okay, but it wasn't one of my favorites. And October was supposed to be a really fun month of like spooky horror books for me, and it just kind of fell flat, so I'm kind of bummed about it. Okay, so we're gonna move on to my November TBR, and I only have 3 books on it because, like I said, I am going on vacation. I can probably finish this one book before I go, and then I'm going to take the other 2 with me on vacation, but I doubt that I'll be able to read nearly as much as I think I'm going to. But it is a long plane ride. We're going to Oklahoma, and I live in California, so it's at least like 5 hours, 6 hours maybe. The first one I've already read like 80 pages of it, is Neverwake by Amy Plum, and this is the sequel to Dreamfall. It's about like 7 or 8 kids that have insomnia. I think it's 7. No, I don't remember. 7 or 8 kids that have insomnia, and they go in for a trial run of like a medicine, not a medicine. It's like they're being basically put in comas or like being put to sleep so that their brains can be regulated. I don't know exactly like what's going on, but they're going in for like a trial run of that to get rid of their insomnia, so they're able to sleep. And something goes bad, there's like an earthquake or something, all the machines get cut off, and the kids are now in comas, and they are stuck in their nightmares. That's why they have insomnia is because they all have nightmare, suffering from PTSD to an eating disorder to other stuff's going on with all of them, and you kind of find out what it is that they're all suffering from. Dreamfall I read earlier this year, and I wish I would have read this one closer to when I read that one, because certain things I don't remember because I've read so many books since I read that one. But I do like this book so far. I'm not going to give away too much. I'm not going to tell you what happens exactly in Dreamfall, but if you do suffer from insomnia, or if you have nightmares, like I have nightmares, very vivid ones. So this material, even though it is technically YA horror, scares me like you wouldn't believe. I just can't even tell you. Sometimes I'll wake up and I'm like, nope, not gonna do that, not gonna go back to sleep now. But I have had just nightmares that I just don't ever want to relive ever again, and these kids are stuck in their nightmares, and it's insane. But yeah, I actually really like all the characters. There's like a couple of them that I'm just like, I don't care what happens to you because you're crazy pants. But most of the main characters in this book, I highly enjoy them. I enjoy reading from them, and it's a dual perspective book, so most of their perspectives are in the book. So yeah, I can't wait to finish this one because it's so far pretty good. The next one I want to pick up is Behind the Horror, True Stories that Inspired Horror Movies. I picked this up at Target when they were having that like buy 2 get 1 free sale. I didn't really see any books that I really wanted to purchase, but this one I had never heard of before. Well, it's by Dr. Lee Meller, but it's all about scary movies and where they came from. So it has like pictures of like on the set of certain horror movies and stuff. Like you have Silence of the Lambs up here. So yeah, pretty cool. There's actually 2 different like picture sets. So you have like the Exorcist up here. I thought this was really cool. I actually flipped through it, and there are pictures of Scream, which is my favorite horror movie. And I actually know that the Gainesville Ripper in Florida kind of inspired that movie, as well as something else, but I don't know what it is. So I can't wait to get into this. Obviously it's non-fiction, but it says there's nothing scarier than a true story. For decades, horror movies have terrified and entertained us. But many of the darkest nightmares to haunt our screens have even darker origins. They are based on real events. Discover the horrifying murders, hauntings, kidnappings, and disappearances that inspired iconic horror movies. Obviously, horror movies come from somewhere. Like these, they're not just always made up. So I'm excited to get into that because I'm really, I love horror movies. So the last book that I want to pick up is called Before the Fall by Noah Hawley. And this, I think, is about a plane crash. So my first idea was like, I really want to read this. I think I'm going to take it on the plane with me. I want to take a book about a plane crash on the plane with me. No, don't do that. I'm just going to read. I don't know exactly what it's about. I did get this recommendation from the My Favorite Murder podcast, which is my favorite podcast of all time. Georgia read this book. I actually think she listened to the audiobook. Doesn't matter. She read it and she said it was incredible. The last recommendation I got from Georgia, though, I did not like the book at all. I think it was called like The Innocent Wife or something, but I didn't like it. So I'm hoping that this one is better. But I'm just going to read the inside flap real quick, just so that we all know what it's about. On a foggy summer night, 11 people, 10 privileged, 1 down on his luck painter, depart Martha's Vineyard on a private jet headed for New York. 16 minutes later, the unthinkable happens. The plane plunges into the ocean. The only survivors are Scott Burrows, the painter, and a 4-year-old boy who is now the last remaining member of an immensely wealthy and powerful media mogul's family. With chapters weaving between the aftermath of the crash and the backstories of the passengers and crew members, including a Wall Street titan and his wife, a Texan-born party boy just in from London, a young woman questioning her path in life, and a career pilot. The mystery surrounding the tragedy heightens as the passengers' intrigues unravel. Odd coincidences point to a conspiracy. Was it merely by dumb chance that so many influential people perished, or was that something far more sinister at work? Events soon threaten to spiral out of control in an escalating storm of media outrage and accusations, and while Scott struggles to cope with fame that borders on notoriety, the authorities scramble to salvage the truth from the wreckage. Amid pulse-quickening suspense, the fragile relationship between Scott and the young boy glows at the heart of the stunning novel, raising questions of fate, human nature, and the inextricable ties that bind us together. Also, Noah Hawley he had something to do with the show Fargo. Producer, writer, showrunner on FX, award-winning Fargo. So, I never saw Fargo, but I did hear it was very good. So yeah, that is my October wrap-up. My November soft TBR, like I said, I really want to read Before the Fall, but it might have to wait. My December TBR is going to be all book of the month books. It's not going to be anything else on my shelves. I have like 10 or 11 books right here on this part of my shelf, but all my book of the month books are laid flat like this. And they are almost reaching the top of that shelf, and I don't want to make any more room for them. So, I'm just gonna have to start reading them and start getting through them because I haven't read a book in the month book in a while. So anyways, that is it. I'm gonna go. I am actually going to film my Stitch Fix unboxing today, so I'm gonna do that so it can go up next week so that I have something going up for you guys next week. Thank you guys all for watching that last Stitch Fix video. Thank you guys so much for watching all of the videos that you guys watched, but especially making that one so popular. That means I can continue to do the Stitch Fixes on this channel and not feel bad about it, because I was like, this is a book channel, why are you doing Stitch Fix? But I really appreciate anybody that watched that or any of the videos and continue to watch them. And to the 3 subscribers that I have, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate you guys. So yeah, I actually want to end the video talking, just mentioning, I wanted to do it at the beginning, but I forgot. I just want to mention a show that I've been watching lately, and I think I'm going to do that with each video, is mention something new that I have watched or something that I haven't seen in a while that I've watched and really enjoyed. But I have been watching the show Letterkenny, and it has been making me so happy. It is a Canadian TV show. I think it was on Crave, which I've never even heard of before. But it is so funny. You can find it on Hulu. There's 8 seasons of it, but each season only has like 7 or 8 episodes, and they're only 30 minutes long. Hulu does have commercials, but I mean, I feel like it's worth it. I got my best friend to watch it too. I got another friend to watch it as well. My dad watches it. My brother watches it, which I had no idea. My mom actually watches it too. And it's so funny. So if you guys do watch Letterkenny, if you don't watch it, you won't regret it. If you do watch it, leave a dog emoji down below and your favorite character's name. Also, if you guys want to comment, we can chat about it in the comments. So, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!